Alright guys, so we're on day 3 of this little series that I'm doing, and today we only had 2 sales, which isn't the best. So today's revenue was $22.60 with my side hustles, and that brings our 3-day total to 130.17, and our total goal down to $59,869. On a bright note though, I did get another 5-star review today, which I think is actually better than the sales. So yeah, so not the best day, but it's still a pretty good day in my opinion. I also want to talk about something else that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be offering custom magnets for like my local market, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, maybe Craigslist, and see how these do. I already have the printer. It's the Epson ET-8500. Excuse me. It was kind of expensive, but it was kind of an investment for like the business. Aside from that, I already have the guillotine, which was $25. That I just have like a little cheap one. It's the like little tables you use to like cut sheets of paper. Um, I ordered some glossy picture paper, some heatless laminate paper, and some magnetic sheets. And I did the math. I'm going to be offering these in 9 picture increments. And for 9 pictures, it'll cost me roughly $1.54 to make. I say roughly just because I'm not quite sure how to calculate how much ink is being spent per sheet. I'm not that smart, you know. But these printers are supposed to be really efficient, so it shouldn't be too bad. And the refills are only $30. So hopefully this is a good money making thing. I did the math, and for 9 photos it's $1.54, and for 9 photos I'll be selling them for $13.50. So it's about $12 profit per sheet of magnets per 9. So yeah, I'll move you guys over to my computer. I'll show you guys on Canva how I do this. Somebody already made a 9 picture template. It's pretty straightforward, and I'll print these out and I'll show you guys how I finalize these, and we'll see how they turn out. Okay, guys. So what you want to do first is you want to open up your browser and search up Canva. Once you do that, you want to go and open that up, and when you get to the main menu, it'll usually give you a pop up trying to get you to like sign up for something. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this, and I go to search for templates. So I'll just type in 9 photo, hit enter, and I like to use the ones that have spacing in between, just because I don't want to get my line cut slightly off and you're able to see the other photo. This is a little bit easier to see if there's any sort of differences. So I'm gonna go with this guy here, and you go to customize this template. I already uploaded a bunch of my photos to Canva. So if it's your first time doing this, you might need to actually upload them, which is going to be like in the same menu, but mine already preset. Once you get to this menu, you go to uploads, and you'll see I have a bunch of photos already, and you want to drag them over. So this is one of me holding one of my dogs when he was a puppy. Here's another one. Here's another one. And don't worry about how they look initially. You're able to go back in and adjust them. Let's see, is our trip to Sacramento? Actually, yeah, I'll do that one. Once, if you want to adjust them, like move them around, what you do is you hit edit. I think it's edit. I lie, it's crop. When you crop it, you're able to adjust your photo, however you want it to look. Okay, done. Crop. That one's going to go right there. Actually, I haven't done Canva too often, so I'm not sure if we're able to zoom out on these. I don't think so. I think the photo is just too large for this. So I'm actually gonna get rid of this one. If you guys know, let me know. I do wonder. Let's see. I'm gonna I'll use this photo instead of my daughter. Okay. And I'll do this photo here. Okay. Nope, I'm gonna get rid of that photo too, because I don't think there's a way to undo that. I'll do this one instead. So this actually would probably be a good idea to try to market these to like ultrasound pictures and stuff for like baby showers. It'd probably be a good way to market this as well. And it's just for the demonstration ones. Okay, and now you want to go ahead and hit share and download. When you download it, you want to do, they kind of tell you what they're for, best for printing. So I'm gonna do that one. Notes, you want to do RGB. I think this will be best, but I think that's only if you pay for it. But you want to go and download that. And once it finishes downloading, let's see. Check my downloads. Nope. Oh, here it is. There it is. So now I'm gonna go ahead and print this. And on these Epson printers, I do remember I had to adjust a lot of things to where it printed to like its full capability. Because I remember for whatever reason, it printed very blurry at first, and I was able to get it to where it prints like in really high quality. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this printed. I don't think there's anything else I needed to adjust. So yeah, you guys, now that this is printing, I will go back to the other camera and I'll show you guys. Alrighty guys, so here's the page printed. I actually had to reprint this just because I made a mistake on my end. The magnetic sheets that I ordered are actually smaller. These are 8 by 10, I believe, or something like that. They're not quite the standard printer paper. Actually better, that way you don't waste as much ink. But yeah, so I scaled them down, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to lay the magnetic sheet on the back, and these just have like an adhesive backing to them. Let's see. You just want to be careful when you lay these on. Same thing with the laminating paper. What you want to do is you want to kind of do this and press out the air instead of just laying it flat. Because what happens is if you do this, air gets stuck in the middle, and it's really hard to get out like the air bubbles. So let's see. So like that. Guess we're gonna roll with that. Yeah, it's more than enough. So we're gonna do this all in real time. This is my first time doing this too, so we're learning together. I'm sure once you do this more often, you probably get like a little rhythm going. And I have this 3D printed roller that I made. Not necessary. You can also use like a card and just like squeegee out anything that gets stuck in between. But I figured, you know, I have a 3D printer, might as well. The laminating sheets that I got, you don't need a laminator for them. So I think that's a little bit easier. Let's see. Here's what that looks like. These are them. They sell them in smaller packages too, but it's just self-adhesive laminating sheets. And same thing, you just want to be careful with getting air bubbles in between them. These, let's see, it's in frame. Have the same thing, just have like a clear backing to them. I suppose you kind of want to be careful with like lint and stuff too, you know, you don't want to get that in there. And I hope you guys can kind of see what I mean by you're kind of like rolling it on, not directly just kind of like putting it on there. That way you don't get air bubbles stuck in there. Because honestly, if you do, you might just need to reprint it and start over because they're kind of hard to get out. So that's done now. Oh, sorry. And I'm sure you guys, once you do this, you know, more, you probably get a little bit of a rhythm going. That's pretty easy. Put on some headphones and knock a bunch of these out at once. And if honestly, if you're profiting, you know, $12 per sheet, you know, you do 4, 5, 6 sheets, you probably knock that out in an hour. You know, you're making $50 an hour. Why not? Got a little air bubble here. I think that's about it. So now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this out of the way. And this is the guillotine that I use. Got it on Amazon as well. It was, I think, like $25 or something, so it wasn't too bad. It's kind of small though. And all you do is I honestly didn't account for it being magnetic, but it should keep everything in place too. So I actually got some white still left over, so I'm gonna readjust a little bit and recut that. Perfect. Okay, so that's cut. Same thing. So yeah, having the white borders makes it a lot easier to see. That way you're not handing a customer like a product where you missed the cut and it's not quite perfect. This makes it a lot easier to see any imperfections. That was a pretty good cut. Pretty good cut. So I got the borders cut, but you guys get the general idea. You know, you just have to cut the inside and stuff still, but there's 9 photos. You're making about $12 per sheet. Costs you $1.50, maybe $2, you know, with the ink and stuff. But profit's pretty good. Yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, hopefully, you know, this is something you guys can like add to your business or start a little business just doing this and make a little bit of extra money. If you guys have any questions, comments, or anything, leave them down below. I hope this helps somebody.